I do with Maricela. Perfect ceremony, love will grow. I do with Maricela.
Hello everyone, welcome to episode 10, Unity Moments and Traditions 101. Have you ever watched a wedding ceremony and wonder why some moments feel incredibly meaningful while others seem a little bit awkward or rushed maybe?
Right. One of the biggest opportunities couples miss is creating a unity moment that actually reflects who they are, not just checking a tradition off the list.
Mm-hmm. So today we're talking all about unity moments and traditions, what they are, whether you should have one, whether you even need one, the biggest mistakes couple make when they do incorporate them into ceremony, and how to create a moment your guests will actually remember, or at minimum, you, the couple, will remember.
Right. Whether you're planning a traditional ceremony or something completely unique, this episode will help you choose a unity ceremony that feels authentic to your love story.
Mm-hmm. So welcome back, everyone. This is episode 10. I am Maricela, the celebratory storyteller that brings your dream ceremony to life.
And I'm Henry, Maricela's right hand and your ceremony officiant. I'm here during the entire process to make sure everything from client meetings to wedding day runs smoothly. We're so happy you're here with us today.
Mm-hmm.
So
if you're planning a wedding, you probably come across terms like sand ceremony, candle lighting, handfasting, tequila blending, you name it. There's so much out there, right? With so many options, it's easy to feel overwhelmed and wonder if you even need a unity ceremony at all. This is what we do often see in client meetings where I ask them if they would like to include a tradition of some type, and a lot of them are not really sure.
Right.
Some of them have never heard of unity ceremonies at all. Others certainly do know what they want and they'll ask for it, but for the most part, there's still a lot of confusion and a lot of ambiguity as to what these things really even mean. So today, that's what we're doing. We're breaking it all down for you guys. We'll explain what they are and how to know if one is right for you.
So let's dive in.
Mm-hmm. So at its core, unity moment symbolizes two people becoming one family, right? It's a visual representation of your commitment during actual ceremony. It isn't the legal part of the ceremony, and it isn't required either. It's simply another opportunity for couples to tell their story during wedding ceremony.
And that's really important because so many couples think they have to include something.
Mm-hmm. And they don't.
You absolutely don't have to.
No.
If a unity ceremony feels meaningful to you, great.
Mm-hmm.
If not, skip it,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
The goal isn't adding traditions. It's creating intentional moments.
Yes. And I think this is what people forget a lot too, like the intentionality behind a lot of these things, right? So we see couples, they choose a unity type of ceremony simply because they saw it on Pinterest or somewhere else online. But once you ask them why they're incorporating that specific ceremony, they're not really sure. They don't really know what it even means. They just saw it, thought it was cool, and they want to do it, which is fine, right? If you would like to include something because you saw it somewhere and you thought it was cool, great. But we should know what they mean.
Right. Well, that brings me to the common mistakes couples make, right? And the first one is because you saw it on social media, you think you have to incorporate it, right?
Yeah. Or like thinking that just because you saw it somewhere online, everyone is doing it, so you should be doing it. You should be doing it too.
Right.
But no, not really. Mm-mm. Sometimes couples, a lot of mistakes that they do make is that they create a lot of unity type of segments in their ceremony. They have multiple songs. A lot of people are coming up, and it's a moment that should have taken about 2, 3, 4 minutes is now 10 minutes.
And it becomes very congested.
Very congested.
Right. Yeah.
Sometimes it's not very clean. And if you do want to include a unity moment that is long, be sure that you tell your officiant or discuss it with your officiant so that they can modify the ceremony around that, right? So that we don't have a 30-minute ceremony plus another 10 minutes to allow for, the unity moments that they wanted, and now we have a 40-minute ceremony, and now they're going to be late for everything.
That's mistake number 2, making it too complicated.
Too complicated.
Right.
Too many moving pieces. And then the problem with that is not everybody shows up to rehearsal. And we do rehearse these more complicated unity moments. We do rehearse them. But if people don't come to rehearsal, then it's more difficult for us to really rehearse with them what they're going to do. So then they come to wedding, they didn't attend rehearsal, they don't really know what to do, they're kind of lost, they're fumbling around.
And that's assuming they even had a rehearsal, right?
That's assuming that they did.
Right.
Whenever these unity type moments I feel like they're going to be a little bit long, then I do insist on having a rehearsal, just because we know what can happen if we don't. Right.
Right. So what's mistake number 3? Forgetting logistics. Right? There's a lot of things to consider. Like, for example, if you're doing unity candles, what if it's a windy day?
Happens a lot.
Right. Happens a lot where they cannot start
or
the
they
candles,
forget the
right?
lighter.
Nobody has
No
a
one
lighter.
has a lighter.
Exactly. What about for the sand bottle clogs?
Yes, you're trying to get the sand.
For the sand ceremonies.
Yeah, you're trying to get the sand to pour into the central container. But it's a hot day or a very humid day, and you're trying to pour, and the sand won't come out. So now you're like,
or even if
like
it's a
ketchup
windy
bottles.
day, it also can blow the
Yes,
sand
it can.
as well, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
What about painting ceremonies? Those tend to get messy.
And they take long.
Yeah.
Yeah, they take long. So I really don't suggest those types of like painting ceremonies, unity painting ceremonies for everyone. I would normally say okay to someone who is already adept to painting. They already know what to do. They can do it rather quickly.
Right.
And we've practiced beforehand. So the first run at it should not be at ceremony.
Right, of course not. And then
No.
we also have knots that won't tie for,
For the either the handfasting or for the unity rope. You can't get it done because we didn't practice beforehand.
Didn't rehearse.
Yeah. And same thing with the wine bottles.
Wine bottles, right? First of all, who's got the wine bottle opener? Right?
Because we secure the wine bottle, but often the opener is nowhere
to be seen.
to be seen. Or if you do bring it, we can't open it because we didn't practice opening the bottles beforehand. So now we're really struggling. Or this is a terrible bottle opener someone brought at the last minute and we don't really know how to use it. So now it doesn't work.
Or, hopefully it's not one of those corks that breaks midway.
Yeah.
Right?
And now half of it is in.
Yeah. So if possible, practice beforehand. Trust us.
Yes.
It will save you from a lot of things that can go wrong. Right?
Yes, absolutely.
A lot of moments.
Also, too, with like candle lighting, in reality, like anything with open flame is based on the venue. Like if you're having your ceremony at a commercial venue, some venues have some rules against open flame.
Right.
Some do not like that. Some are okay with it. It really depends on your venue. So before you even really want to decide ultimately if you're going to have a candle lighting, check with your venue first to make sure that it is within their allowances for you to do that.
So Maricela, what are some actionable tips?
Well, first you want to ask yourself, what do we enjoy together? If you do want to include a unity moment in your ceremony, first question is, what do we enjoy doing together? What represents us as a couple, right? What is our jam? What do we do? What represents our relationship? All right, what do we feel that is? And will this unity moment still be meaningful to us in 20 years? Will we still care about it? Right? And if in 20 years we're like, oh, we're glad we did that, that's awesome, then yeah, go ahead and do that. But if you're having trouble with that, sometimes that may mean that a unity moment is not really something you need to include.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, guys, you just because it's the latest trend or the latest fad of a certain unity ceremony doesn't mean you have to include it. Mm-hmm. We suggest that you include it if it's something that is meaningful to you as a couple.
Yeah, and a lot of times people come to a meeting and they're already set. They already know what they want.
Right.
You know, they're like, Maricela, Henry, we want this. You know, we want this and that. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Other time, if you're struggling too much to pick one or to determine which one, then it's maybe we're choosing out of obligation and not really out of the wanting or the needing
And
of
then
it.
sometimes you don't even choose them, right? Your
Your
family
family chooses them
chooses
for
it
you.
for you. You don't even have a choice in it. You
Yeah.
know, grandma wants you absolutely have to include this. Your auntie says, no, you've got to include this
Your
as well.
godmother has
Yeah,
another one for
somebody's
you.
always, yeah.
We've had that.
We sometimes when we have, meeting with the clients, a lot of them be like, no, we just want a plain, simple, cute
Simple,
ceremony.
short, sweet, and simple.
That's what they say in our meetings. But come, a week later, a few days later, they call us. Oh, my auntie says we need to include this. Oh, my
Yes.
grandma says we definitely have to include this.
Yes. That
Right?
one
How many
time.
times do we see that happen?
That one time, I think we had already shown up to wedding
Oh,
day,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
they
yeah.
went from 0 to 3,
From 0 to 3, like
like
that,
that.
when we showed up.
And we're like, "Oh, Maricela, can you include this one,
And
and that one?" Oh, remember, guys, a seasoned officiant will be able to handle that for you. Yes, we
yes,
can, but
on the
don't
on
do
the
it
spot,
to
right? Yeah, yeah.
don't do it to us at the last minute or as we're walking through the door. Because it takes us a minute to be able to compose that and put that into ceremony too. And we also have to allow for time. In order for us to not make you late for the next event that you have on your list, we need to ensure that we have time.
Yeah. So I mean, it's okay, right? I mean, we understand. You change your
You want
mind.
that, yeah.
You didn't originally wanted it, but you want it later, which is absolutely fine.
Perfectly fine.
Just give us a heads up. Give
Yeah.
us a heads up, not when we're showing up.
Maybe the day before.
At the very
I don't
minimum.
know.
At the very minimum,
At the
right?
very minimum. Yeah.
So Maricela, how do we make the moment personal?
Well, it depends on what they're really wanting, right? Sometimes. Oh, before that though, I do want to say, if you are going to want a unity moment in your ceremony, a good guide is to keep it under 3 minutes. 3 to 4 minutes or so is a
Is
good
this
idea
per
unity, right? So if you want 3 unity moments, just remember that that's, if I said 3 to 4 minutes, right, you're digging into ceremony time already.
So what do you think is a good amount? Like, how? At what point do you say that's just too many?
I like to cap it at 3, honestly.
3, right.
Yeah, I like to cap it at 3. Anything past 3 becomes a little bit too convoluted, and then it just becomes more focused on just those unity moments where, instead of overall ceremony.
I think when it's too many, they just start diluting each one.
Yeah,
right? As you go.
As you go along.
Right.
Yeah, and then it kind of takes away from the rest of it. Right, we want to really focus on. We do want to focus on the unity moments, right? Because that's a visual representation of them. So that's good. But we just don't want to make that too much, too long.
Right.
Right.
Right. Because again, guys, the more unity moments you include, the longer that ceremony is going to be.
Yes. Yes.
And then we have to take a lot of stuff into consideration. Allotted time.
Venue time.
Whether we're out in the hot sun, whether it's raining, right? So it's a lot of things to consider.
It's a lot of things to consider.
So,
Yes.
Maricela, what are other meaningful ideas?
Some of the ideas that we've seen is planting a tree together. That was kind of cute. Where one of them took dirt from a tree from their childhood home.
Childhood home, yes.
And then the other one took seeds from some other tree, also from their childhood home. So between the dirt and the seeds, they planted this new tree at their new home. I thought that was pretty cool.
Right. Yeah.
That was very symbolic.
Yeah.
Very meaningful for them.
Right.
They go outside and they, assuming the tree didn't die, they go outside and they watch this tree grow, and maybe as their family expands, maybe they have some kids. Their kids go out and play on that tree. It's really cool.
Yeah.
That one is really really something. Other ones are like blending coffee beans, to make their own blend of coffee. That's pretty cool for coffee lovers.
I would definitely love that one.
Yeah, right?
I'm a big coffee drinker.
Yeah.
Right? All day.
H&M blend.
Or maybe they can combine family recipes, right?
Yeah, like we had that one with the bread. They were combining recipes from her grandmother's bread recipe and his grandmother's bread recipe, and then they made their own. And you bake it, and the smell, it goes all through your home. I think that's pretty cool.
What about the hand fasting ceremony, right?
Yeah, those are cool too. I don't see them as often
Right.
as I think we used to see them, but they're still pretty
Well,
pretty cool.
for our audience that do not know a lot of these unity moments, what is hand fasting?
A hand fasting is essentially the tying of the hands, and not of both hands. I mean, don't get crazy. Just one hand.
Not shackles.
No, not shackles. So each of you, it's like we hold hands, right? And then the officiant or somebody else will tie, the unity rope around that hand, and you will remain that way through the remainder of ceremony until just before that they leave. Then they undo the rope so they can walk out. The lasso is very similar to that, where instead of the hand, it's a rope placed around both of them, so they're laced together.
For the audience that don't speak Spanish, lasso means rope.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah. So in English, you'll find it, or if you want to buy it, under Unity Rope, I believe. Sometimes they do have the word lasso in it now, just because a lot of people look for it under that name, under the lasso. When they do lasso, they often do arras. This is more in Latino cultures.
And what are arras?
Arras are essentially gold coins. Someone will bring up a little box of gold coins, and you will interchange them between each other during ceremony.
Back and forth?
Back and forth, uh-huh.
And what does that represent?
Representing that they are committing each other to the financial benefit of their home, and they each promise to take care of the finances and of everything that is gained in the marriage. So you take care of it, I take care of it. That's a promise that they each make, so that they're never in need of anything.
What about for the couples that like to drink?
There's tequila blending, there's wine blending, there's whiskey blending. We've seen all of those.
Quite a few of those, yes.
Yeah, where they create their own little blend. And what's cool is that they'll pour it right during ceremony, and then they will seal the remainder of it for a year. And then they won't have it again until a year later. Instead of the cake, right, the little cake that they would normally save, they save the whiskey.
But I know some of them in the ceremony will take a shot.
Yes,
right?
yes, they'll take a shot together at the end of ceremony.
Right.
And then they will seal it back up, and then they won't have it again for a year. And wine is they do that with the wine too.
So we discussed the unity painting. That one isn't. I haven't seen that one too often. Probably because it takes a while, right?
It takes a while.
It takes a lot of time in the ceremony, right?
Yeah. And really, we really don't suggest something like that takes that much time, because a unity painting will take about 10 minutes. 10 minutes to do.
And in ceremony time, that's a lot of time.
That's vital, right? That's 10 minutes is like liquid gold during ceremony. So we don't see them too often. But again, the ones that we have seen them, they're experienced, sketchers and artists, so they can draw rather quickly.
Real quick.
I do recommend, if you can do that, then yeah, that's a great idea. Otherwise, if you're a novice painter,
not the place to start, right?
Yeah, not the place to start.
What about ring warming with guests?
Yeah, we see that a lot. We do see that a lot, and that they happen in different ways. Either we'll have only a small group of people come up, and they'll each hold the rings, and they'll bless the rings.
Probably some of the most intimate members.
Yeah, like
right,
parents
of the
and
family. Yeah.
grandparents or godparents or siblings. They'll come up, they'll hold on to the rings. They can either speak the words that they want to say to the couple, or they can just do a blessing in silence and send them their well wishes. And each one of them will pass the set of rings to the other, and each will have their moment to either say it out loud or say it in silence.
Right. So this next one, it's a personal favorite of mine, because we love to add as many relatives into the ceremony as possible, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this next one is family unity ceremony involving children.
Yeah, I like those. Those are really cool. And I think they're cool for the kids too, because then it doesn't really, it goes from, mom and dad's wedding to all our wedding, right? Because the kids feel included. They feel like they're a part of. they have a role to play, and they feel like they matter. For the most part, I've seen those with the sand. Like I think the easiest thing to include children in is with sand.
Sand ceremonies.
So your mom and dad will have their each color sand, and then however many kids we're including, they'll have their colored sand, and then together they'll pour.
So let's again, for the couples who don't know what the sand ceremony is, what exactly is that?
It's also a unity moment, right? In indicating that as you're pouring your sands into the central container, you
So-
can no longer tell.
The bride has
I'll have mine
a container
of my color.
of the color you choose. The groom will have his own. Then there's an empty one in the middle of a table, and they're pouring it together. Correct? They're pouring it together.
At the same time.
And what is the significance of that?
That as they're pouring the sand into the central container, you can no longer tell whose sand is whose, right? The colors blend.
Forever mixed together.
Forever mixed together. So just like those sands will forever be integrated, you'll go from two people to one unity, right? So to instead of like the candles, we say to one light. With the sand, it's to one goal.
That's one that's also pretty popular. We see that one pretty often.
Yeah, very often.
Right.
Yeah, we've seen that too. Not even with children, but also with moms. This last time that we saw it, and sometimes they won't do it simultaneously. A simultaneous pour. Sometimes they'll do a layered pour, so that
they'll take turns.
Take turns, and they'll empty the entire container in one layer and another layer, and so on and so forth. So that you can see the different layers and the different colors.
Or sometimes, alternating, right? One color, the other color, the next color.
And then they create art with that. So like the central container will be like heart-shaped or something, or cross-shaped, whatever they would like. And it looks like a new art piece.
Right.
And then they keep that at home, on the mantle probably.
Right. So what about time capsule / wine box?
Those are kind of cool too. We've done those where during ceremony a couple they'll have a box with some wine. Doesn't always have to include wine. You can do it if you want to, but not always. But essentially they'll let's say they are going to use the wine, so they won't drink the wine that day. But it's a sealed bottle of wine that they put in the box. They have previously written a letter to each other that they will also place in the box. And they could include other things like little trinkets from places they've been together, or postcards, or other little trinkets of their time together, and they'll put it inside this box. And they'll open it on one of two occasions, either at the 1-year anniversary or when they're having trouble, to remind themselves of why they were married in the first place, why they came together in the first place, and why they committed to each other in the first place.
That's a good reminder.
Yeah.
Then we have jumping the broom.
Yes.
Right?
Jumping the broom, essentially leaving the past and jumping together into the future. That one is cute too.
Yeah. We don't see it too often, but yeah, it is.
But it's cute.
It is. And I think we've only really seen it for older couples.
Some older ones,
right?
yeah. I was surprised with the younger couples that we did do it for, but probably influence from the older generations in their families that they wanted to do that because that mattered to them.
What about the unity cross building?
That one I haven't seen very, very often. I've only seen it a few times. Essentially, you'll buy a box, it's like a little kit, and they will build a cross during ceremony, like on this little side table. It doesn't take very long. It'll probably take maybe 4 or 5 minutes. That one's probably more on the 5-minute side, just because it involves, tightening, some building, some putting together.
Putting together.
And some of those can include a rope display. Some don't. But once you put it together, it's like it becomes a feature that you can display at home.
Right. What about presentation of flowers?
That one I'm starting to see it more often now.
Right.
The presentation of flowers, and it's up to how they would want to symbolize it. The way we see it most often is the bride and the groom present flowers to members of their family that have been instrumental in their upbringing. The bride will either present them to her mom or to her grandmother or godmother. The groom will do the same. present his flowers to the woman or women in his life that have been instrumental in his upbringing. Mm-hmm.
Then we have the bouquet exchange.
Yeah, we've seen those for same-sex marriages, right? Either the lei exchange or the bouquet exchange. So for the men, we've seen the lei exchange, the Hawaiian lei that they wear to ceremony. During ceremony, they will exchange their Hawaiian leis. The same thing with the women. During ceremony, they'll come in with their bouquet. Then during ceremony, they will exchange that bouquet.
Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that's pretty cute.
So how do you decide if you need one?
Mm-hmm.
Ask yourself these 3 questions, right?
Mm-hmm.
1, does this represent us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Will we actually remember this moment later on, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Hopefully we'll forget it. Completely
Right.
forget it.
Does it have meaning or just time, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If the answer is yes, then go for it.
Mm-hmm.
If not, then
Skip it.
don't force it, right?
Mm-mm.
Leave it out.
Leave it out. I mean, a tradition should speak to you. It should call to you. When you hear about it or you read about it, it should strike like, yeah, I want that. Like that sounds like us. And if it doesn't sound like that, or if you're not excited like that about it, then maybe not.
Right.
Yeah, maybe not.
And you know, it doesn't have to be anything from this list.
No.
Right? It could just
You
be
could create your own.
important, right, things or moments, right, that reflect you,
Mm-hmm.
right, and your relationship,
Yeah.
right? You
Yeah.
can totally do something out of the box, right?
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Like I said, you can. It's your wedding, right?
I'm certain a lot of these traditions became traditions because someone just like,
Right.
We'll just do it this way.
Right. Yeah.
And then it became a thing. It became a tradition, a trend.
So another helpful recommendation is have your officiant explain the meaning of these unity moments you want to include in your ceremony. Right?
Yeah, instead of just doing them during ceremony, like just walking away from the altar, going over here, lighting some candles, and the guests are wondering, like, what are they doing?
What's going on?
What's going on? Do you know what's going on? And have your officiant explain. I like to speak during their unity moment as they're doing their activity.
For example, when they're pouring the sand, you're describing the moment. Right?
Yeah, I will
what
tell
it
the
means.
guests what it is, what it means, why we're doing it.
Otherwise, the guests are just like, "What's going on? What's happening?
What's happening?"
Right? Yeah.
Especially when the guests have never heard of this unity moment, they've never seen it, they don't know what it is. It confuses them.
Right.
They start talking. They start asking people around them, "Do you know what they're doing?"
All right. And the last thing we want, guys, is your guests to start talking to each other.
we don't want that. We can hear them.
So what's your final thought, Maricela?
To remember that your ceremony isn't a performance for you, right? Like you shouldn't be performing for anyone other than just being present with yourselves and with each other. This is the beginning of your marriage, of your life together. So every part of your ceremony should feel intentional and should feel meaningful to you, like the people in it. The unity moment should matter. There's something that is meaningful to you. It's important, and you don't see your ceremony being a ceremony without it. Then in that case, yes, include those for sure. Right. But if those feelings are absent, then you can skip it.
Just
it's
avoid
okay.
it. Yeah.
Just avoid it. No, it's no problem at all. It really is. And maybe you want to spend more time saying your personal vows instead. Do that.
Yeah.
Or maybe you want to have your officiant spend some extra time talking about your relationship or your story. Do that instead.
Yeah, like for example, in our case, we didn't have any unity, ceremonies, right? We didn't have any of these. What was important for us was our vows, right? We focused more on that, and that took more of our time.
Yes,
right?
Because that was our focal point on it versus the other aspects. We wanted to focus more on vows,
right?
So we built it more around that.
Right. All right, so we're at the rapid fire segment here. Maricela, what is your best advice for these unity moments?
To choose a unity moment that tells your story, and not choose it just because it is tradition, or because someone tells you,
or because it's trending,
or because it's trendy.
right?
Yeah, that's what's going on. It kind of leads me back to the, those gender reveals where they would have these cannon things shoot out things of color, right? For blue or for pink or whatever. Everyone was doing them until people's eyes were missing. You threw it at grandma and now she can't walk. So people start doing these things not because they're meaningful, but because they're trendy, right? Everyone starts doing them until you set a house on fire, right. And you can't do that anymore.
No.
If it's meaningful to you, do it.
This isn't the platform for that, right?
No.
We can't be doing these kind of things in our ceremonies just to get likes.
No.
You know what I mean?
Because if we're doing things just for that, then we're really not doing it for the right reasons, and we're not present, and we're not connected to our own ceremony.
Right. But if that's your jam, then
hey man, if that's your jam, let it be your jam.
Right.
I'm not gonna say anything.
Ultimately, we're gonna give you the ceremony that you want.
Absolutely,
right?
Absolutely.
So Maricela, what is the biggest wedding mistake couples make when choosing unity moments?
Exactly that. Picking a unity moment just because it's popular, just because you've seen it in all the trendy Instagram videos or on Pinterest or on YouTube somewhere, and you're like, oh, that sounds cool. Everyone's doing it. I'm gonna do it too. But then you also don't know really what it means or what the attachment that it is there for you. You don't really have one, right? So you're really just doing it because you saw it.
Right. Not the best reason.
I mean, you can, right? You can. It's fine if you do, but you don't have to, is what we're trying to say. Right. You don't have to do the fillers if they don't really resonate with you, if they don't really mean anything to you. You don't have to do them.
What's one thing every couple should spend time on?
Talking about why they're including a unity ceremony before deciding what it will actually be. So for the first conversation is, should we have one, and why? Why should we have one? Right. Why do we feel we even want one?
And what is its meaning, right?
And what is the meaning behind it, yeah.
What's one thing couples should skip when choosing these moments?
Traditions that don't mean anything to them, like, again, because you saw them online somewhere, or your friend told you about them, or everyone was doing them early this year, and so now it's your turn, right? So you're going to go ahead and do it now, but you're not really attached to it. So in ceremonies, stick to things that you are emotionally attached to, right, instead of just what's popular.
You can't go wrong with that.
No,
right?
No, never.
You can't go wrong with adding moments or parts of your ceremony based on your feelings, your emotions, what's important to you. You can't go wrong with that. Never.
So whenever we're in meeting and they're kind of like in the mid deciding, right? They're like in limbo. They feel like they want something, but they don't know what they want. And that's okay too, because sometimes that just requires research. Like, you want something, but you're not exactly sure what it is. That's okay.
Well, we're here to help you with that too.
Yeah, we're here to guide you with all of that. Like, we've seen some things, right? But if you don't really, if you're in limbo because you feel you have to have a unity moment in ceremony, we're here to tell you that you don't.
Okay. Right? What's the wedding tip of the week?
Before adding anything to your wedding ceremony timeline, right, ask yourself one simple question. Does this unity moment that I'm considering represent us as a couple? Not just you or not just your partner, but both of you together. And if the answer is yes, then go ahead and keep it. And if the answer is no, then don't do it. Because you don't want to do things that you're not even interested in doing, and your face will show that, your body language will represent that you don't really care about these things. They're just taking time.
And I like to add, like, for guys, especially for guys, right? Mm-hmm. Be in the moment.
Do your best to be in the moment.
Be in the moment. Yeah. Be active in the planning. In the meetings, mm-hmm. In the research.
Because this is not a girl thing. I think a lot of guys think that still. It's a girl thing.
I'm going to tell you right now, guys, from man to man, The woman does not just want you to agree with everything,
No.
right? They don't want that. They want your opinion. They want you to be active. They want you to participate, right? They don't want just whatever you want, baby.
Yeah,
Whatever you want, darling.
It's up to you.
It's up to you. They don't want, I'm here to tell you, they do not want that. They
Yeah.
want your participation. They
Low
want
key,
your
they want to hurt
thoughts.
you if you say that.
Yeah, so.
They want to take their shoe off and throw it at you if you tell them whatever you want.
Right.
They don't. This is a time where girls don't want to hear that.
Right.
They do want to hear that every other part of their lives, but not here.
Not here.
Not here.
Right.
They do want input. They do want to know what you think. They do want to know how you feel about it. And they do want to hear you say no to some things, because if you say no to some things, they know that you care and that you're actually thinking and you're actually inputting. So this is your day too, you know, be involved.
It's for both of you guys, yeah.
It's for both of you.
And it should reflect that, right?
Yeah.
And it won't reflect that if only one is making all the decisions, all the choices, all the effort, all the work.
And I know what they'll say. Well, this is her vision, her idea, her dream, her everything. Yeah, while that may be true, that she does have a vision for wedding day, it doesn't mean that she still doesn't want your input or your opinions on stuff. She still does. So we hope that today's episode helped you make some decisions about unity ceremonies, whether you decide to have them or whether you decide not to have them. Hopefully that this helped you out a little bit.
So if you've enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share with newly engaged couples who could use some wedding planning guidance.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're looking for more practical tips, real wedding inspiration, and stress-free planning advice, follow along with us on social media and tune in for our next episode.
All right, guys, so that's our time for today. From our hearts, thank you for listening and stay kind. I am Maricela.
I'm Henry. Love is everything.
Start the day